or maybe the English, depends. I have a message for you, and it may not be a nice message, but I think it's a message that needs to be heard. As you can see, I'm not originally from here. Yeah, I'm actually from a place in East Africa, and where I come from originally, women do not have the rights that they have over here. When I listen to my mother, what she describes is a place where women are cut and sewn and then to be opened when they marry, because virginity is so extremely important. If you are not a virgin, you are a used woman. Where I come from, if a woman is raped and she happens to be a virgin, she will be forced to marry that man. Because again, a woman is not a full human. Where I come from, women don't have the right to sports. Women don't have the right to single-sex spaces. Westerners came and they invested millions in my country to build toilets for girls. Why? Because it's a human right. And because there is a direct link between having single-sex toilets in schools and education of young girls. So I have to say, now I'm 30 years old, so thanks to the work of the feminists before me, I have lived my life in complete freedom. I had complete consent, and it baffles me that we have come to a point in the West where women are expected to take a step back on behalf of men and then have the guts to call it progress. I'm sure I'm not the only one here who is a bit confused by that notion. So I'm telling you now that although it is hard to speak up and you will receive a lot of hate, believe it or not, I've been called a Nazi, a fascist. I'm apparently comparable to the killers of Emmett Till. For those of you that do not know, that it was a 14-year-old boy who was killed, brutally burned, and then lynched in the United States about 70 years ago. Why? Because I think that men do not belong in our spaces. And the thing is that these spaces, we don't only have them for our safety and for our privacy and for our participation. This is about consent. The moment governments tell us we need to be able to just let these men come in while we're in state of undress, while we need intimate care, while we are in a jail cell, while we have to share a shower with them, this is extreme abuse. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a crime against humanity. I hope that we would have a Let Women Speak one day in the Netherlands. And if not, then here is my message to the International Criminal Court. Why are you silent when countries that are bound by you are, as we speak, letting in men into women's prison? Right now there's a war between Ukraine and Russia. If either one of them would put men in women's prison, we would call it a war crime. But our governments just decide this on a Tuesday afternoon in the name of inclusion. Enough is enough. And the thing is, we need to stand up. Everybody needs to stand up, because the price of speaking up will only grow exponentially from this point. If you don't know what I'm talking about, take a look at the UK, where just this week a woman has heard that she might be assigned an offender officer, who she has to ask for permission before she posts on social media, who she needs to grant access to her house. Now, right now, we are talking about women's rights, because it's women and children that are being hurt the first and foremost. But make no mistake, we as a society have a problem. When you cannot speak truth anymore, and when a man is a woman, not just in social interactions, but in law. Yes. We cannot have a democratic society where we are not allowed to speak truth, and where the truth is not the one and single foremost thing important when we are standing in front of a judge. So, I call upon all women of the West, and I tell you, you have been the beacon of women's rights for, well, at least in my entire life. So now is the time to stand up for your rights, because they weren't given to you by free. And they're willing to take it away by force, as we have seen time and time again. I mean, for heaven's sake, we are in the middle of Europe talking about women's rights, and we need police protection. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy you are here. Danke, Polizei, danke. But just the fact that this is necessary is beyond my imagination. If somebody told me this 10 years ago, I would have laughed at them. So, to finish this with a positive note, I'm very happy everybody is here. I'm happy to see so many different women from different countries. Kelly, you are indeed the most dangerous woman on earth right now. And thank you so much for having me speak here. Thank you. So much.